Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is the Date Unifies Japan campaign. In the last episode I got a little upset because we were in an economic tailspin from which I saw no reprieve. And we declared this war against the Uswegi and they called in their overlord, or rather their overlord enforced peace on us. And now we're beating them because we have a glorious Shinto general leading our armies. And I worked it out, it is 50%. It's a 50% chance to surrender because those other numbers all add up to 50%. So I don't know why it shows 49. I've never questioned this before. Come on, you know you want to. We breach the walls, bring them down. We're in heavy debt, no doubt about it. But I'm hopeful that we can get some money out of this war and thereby save ourselves. They're going to be there on the 14th of June, so we should probably go kill them. Unlike CK2, you don't lose siege progress when you cease having enough men to man a siege. In CK2, this not only would this have reset, but this would actually reset. You lose all progress towards your siege, unless you've killed any defenders. If you have siege events on. Okay, so what are we going to take in this war? I feel like if we take an overextension, we'll just die. So we might just take money. We could also humiliate these guys, which we could probably do now. Enact them or inflation. Oh, goody. Less stability. Well, actually, only a chance to lose stability. But inflation's still trending up, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll just let it... Oh, God, by 3. Didn't read that. More inflation to help with our economic situation. Good. I thought it was by 1. So we could take this. 4% overextension. I don't remember how much... No, it would give us a huge coercion anyway. Wait, what? They're not the war leader, but I can negotiate with them for the other guy's land. Because they're their vassal. I'm going to save, because I think the game might be having a little issue. If I piece out this separate member of the war, is it going to end the war? Like if I piece them out for both their provinces, I feel like the game would have trouble. Let's not do that. 10% overextension. Please tell me here what overextension does. I can't remember. Is it 1 ducat per year per 10% or 1 ducat per year per 1%? I think we basically can't take land because the overextension will kill us. So humiliate war reps money, which they won't actually give us yet. We go and give them a drubbing in another fight, then they might be more receptive. We can't... No, we can't... Yeah, let's make them a Japanese vassal. Great. We can't vassalize them. So that's not an option. That's what I want, really. Let's see if they'll do it if we siege their other province. Lay siege. We need to... Oh, hello. Coming north. Now they're minus 13. Alright, we're going to give you one last beat up. Can we get up there in time? Oh, good. Corrupt taxmen. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I'm going to lose the admin, even though that's only like 3 months of income we lost. We should get there in time, right? I could put the... Here would be a fun trick. Here, give me the movement speed general. We're catching them even without him. The glorious Shinto general will bring them down. Excuse me? Where's my forest penalty? I don't understand the small forts. They sometimes do, sometimes don't. It's weird. Oh, that's 4 provinces, right? 1, 2... it's still only 3, so he's going to retreat down here again. Which means I can't get down there. Why did I stop improving with you? That's confusing. He shouldn't be able to retreat here, I think. Minimum 5 province retreat. So he's going to retreat south from this tile. No, he is retreating to here. Huh. Maybe it's minimum 3 provinces then. Maybe it's different in MEIOU&Taxes. I don't know. Yeah, got him. Nice. There we go. Now you're going to be willing to peace out, aren't you? You better be. Oh, that's why we took the diplomat back, of course, to consider peace. Excuse me? What, now you don't want to? He was at minus 13 before. That's a little strange. I guess we don't humiliate. It's all about the money, after all. Enforce military access. Seems useful to not have to get it from this guy. You can give up your claims. We could end one of your cores just for the prestige. I mean, you can't integrate the vassal as easily. Not you're going to be able to integrate him because we're probably going to conquer him, hopefully. Boom. It's going to black flag us. Boom. Bunch of money. Excellent. And it did end the war. That shouldn't have happened. That's a bug. Outrageous. Or is it a bug? I think it is a bug. We're reloading. Whether or not you think it's a bug, we're definitely reloading. That definitely isn't what it kind of seems should happen. Is that right? I'm second guessing myself now, but I really feel like that shouldn't happen. I'm going to tell the M&T team about that. What it seems should happen is that when you declare on him, his overlord should get called in, right? Or maybe, I'm not sure. I can see the system limitations. You know, it would be, I can see that it would be very difficult to change the whole vassal relationship system. So we obviously have to peace out with this guy if we want to actually take from him. He does have less money. So we can't get war reps from both of them. That sucks. Or maybe if I peace him out, the war will keep going. It really shouldn't. But, okay, I'm not sure how this is going to work. Maybe we take lands. We can't release a vassal here, can we? Can we even release vassals? I was going to say you can't at war, but can we do that when we're not at war? Why can't I make decentralized vassals? I guess that's just not a peace deal option, and therefore they can't let you do that. So I guess that is the... I mean, despite having just, you know, cancelled that, that is the peace deal we want, really. War reps from these guys, because they're richer. Correct? I mean, their income is tanked right now because we own their land. I'm guessing. But yeah, his income is going to be larger. So that is still the peace deal we want. And do we take this land as well? It'd cause a coalition that would end our campaign. So probably not. We could take this land. Tiny bit of overextension. Give us some more trade power in our home node. You know, that sweet, sweet 0.4% control wouldn't be that bad. We could also lower spending and then just make some money off trade, but I think that's probably a bad idea. We need to pay off these loans. I was really hoping we'd be able to get 100 ducats off these guys, but of course they had the second province to spend it in. Yeah, end your rivalry with me. Sure. It means he'll find it harder to spy on us. Let's do that. Noble areas return. We treated their soldiers well. We lower our spending. And we mourn because it took a lot more. We obviously have to take 2/5. 90% chance of no effect, 10% chance we lose a stability. That seems less bad than it used to be. And we get some unrest and low morale of armies. Seems a lot less bad than it used to be. We're debt free. No, we're not, because the numbers just don't agree with each other sometimes. Okay, we have another 16 ducats of debt, but that's pretty good. We're now making tidy 0.3 ducats. Uzbeki switches sides. A former emperor enemy of the new emperor has changed of heart and joined our cause. Okay, but he's still... Oh no, wait, now he's independent? Couldn't you have done that a little earlier? Then we could have pieced them both out. But he did just lose... Wait, what? No, he's under the Ashigara, right. So he just lost that centralized vassal? Maybe... Was that because of the switching sides or because of the peace deal? And now Honma, which is this guy, right? Yeah. The switch sides. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, that went pretty well. We're making money again. Not 30 a month, sadly, but 0.1. And, you know, that meets interest payments. And we're meeting interest payments and making 0.1, I mean. But obviously our war reps aren't going to last forever. Our taxation's gone up a bit. I guess we're just slowly ticking down in lots of our homelands. Cost us greater noble loyalty. Oh, good. No, we have to pay down the inflation. There's no way we can get 15% autonomy. This button would actually make our income negative. Substantially negative. Because 15% autonomy is not 15% less income. In our case, it's like 100% less income. Not quite. It would put these two at 100% autonomy, and this one darn close. I mean, not that close, you know, 80. But still, pretty bad. 80, 81.5 if you want to get all technical about it. We're almost at the Diplo point cap, which is kind of perfect because we're about to take a Diplo idea. Ooh. It's tough. We're running on the edge here. What's our force limit right now? It is 3. Okay. Obviously, we're not going to build up to that right now because we don't have the money. So that diplomat, I could keep improving here and here, knowing that in the next war we'll want access through this area, because the next war is likely to be against the same guy. We'll see. Thank you for your help, by the way, Inui. Inui? I don't know. It was invaluable. Invaluable assistance in that conflict. But I don't know if it'll be enough. We're still making an incredibly small amount of money. We could... Oh, I love influential estates. 5 loyalty. 5. Would cost us about 8 years gross income. Sorry, about 8 years gross income. Or about 100 years net. Oh, not anymore though. It all keeps fluctuating. What do we... Yeah, it's still just... I don't know. I think we're dead. I still think we might be dead, even after that glorious conflict. I mean, we could give more privileges to the greater nobles. I mean, their influence is so high that we could, like, never revoke these privileges. The only way we'd be able to get their privileges down would be massive centralization campaign, where, like, we, I don't know, built roads and stuff across the countryside, and then lowered their influence by raising state influence. Or we could conquer some other land controlled by burghers and lesser nobles, thereby lowering their proportion, and by just raising the, you know, the other people around. If you're not familiar, a state influence affects how much stability you lose when you revoke a privilege from them, which sucks, but there it is. We lost the Conquered Daimyo against Satake, and we lost it against those guys. But we gained the Conquered Daimyo CB against them again. I don't really understand why, but there you go. You are allied to... Who the heck are you allied to? This guy. So... Ah, right, the little island down there. So you'd be a good target if we wanted to go into a war. I mean, you've got 2 little fort, but there goes the rest of our debt. Look at that income. It's glorious. Glorious. Yeah, I mean, we could offer 10 corruption to them. Because they're so influential. But, yeah, I mean, not a great deal we can do about that. We do want to take Miltech now, as soon as it's behind time. Keep our innovativeness ticking in the right direction. Stay level with our neighbours. We can't rely on glorious Shinto generals alone. So I don't think it ever actually occurred to me before, but terrain becomes far less influential the later in the game you go. I'm just, you know, this isn't really something that has come up, but, you know, something to talk about while we try and make some money. Because what terrain does is it adds a modifier on the pips of your units, basically. So we have... you know, 3 offensive shock pips, 1 defensive shock pip, 2 offensive morale pips, and 2 defensive morale pips. I think it applies both defensively and offensively to all pips. So if we were in -1 terrain, if we had a -1 terrain penalty, I think we'd effectively have -1 fire, defense, and attack, 0 shock defense, 2 shock offense, and 1 morale defense and offense. And that means when you get down here, it makes a much, much smaller difference. Because when you're here, it's a 50% difference in our morale damage on our infantry. If we had that infantry, which we might not. And then when you get down to... Excuse me, hello, game. Could I scroll this interface, please? Thank you. When you get down here, it's a tiny impact on your morale. It's not tiny, sorry. No, I take that back immediately. It's a 20% and a slightly less than 20% difference. Which is, you know, it's quite a bit less. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Of course, it's still important because everything you can give yourself is great. Is there any way we can spend our Diplotech right now? I know this is the obvious one. We could take Diplotech, but I'm not spending 600 Diplo points on Diplotech when I am... Oh, it's 2 years until we can do this, actually. So what are we going to get? How much is it going to cost us? In the next 2 years, we're going to get about 100 admin points. Yeah, fine. We'll take Forecastles. Love how state roads has nothing to do with roads. It gives you naval morale. What? What? Fair enough, though. That I do approve of that, actually, in a roundabout way. It should be, you know, the bonus they want to give you from a gameplay perspective over flavor, I think. Religious turmoil. Oh, good. It's time. It's time. The Shinto will solve our horrible religious turmoil situation. We need to give them more influence. We can't just convert to the Shintos. To Shintoism, rather. Because it's not a branch of our religion. We could just right now, you know, convert to Theravada, I'm guessing. And because this is Viharaja. I think that's right. So, sorry, Viharana. So, Theravada? Or maybe... Yeah, I don't know. The rather than Ther would be my guess, but I don't know. And you can't have sensitive information, of course, because they don't exist. In this game, not the religion. Alright, keep improving with you. Just keep so we have a passage down here. Our army will always be... Oh, we do require money against all else. I know our army tradition is low, and this will only make it worse. But, wait a minute. Why is it decaying from 12 when we have +1 per year? Shouldn't it go to... That is weird. Why is that decay 1.8? Ah, because all commoners banned from the officer corps is giving +10. Nice. Normally +1 ahead of time in military tech would make it trend towards 20. If 6 is the base, if you had no modifiers on the base, it would make it +1 should make it trend towards 1/6 of the base, which is not 20. I thought it was 20 in the base game. Ah, it's because it's 5% decay rate in the base game, so it'd be just less than 20. But yeah, the all officers banned is making it decay horribly negative. But of course, we need the money. Right. What do we do next? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? We could try and build roads. Like, I mean, that seems like a totally affordable project. It's only going to cost 320 ducats in the capital. Don't you dare click on it. Okay, good. I clicked here to drag, but then it hung for a second, and I thought it was going to click in the wrong place. Yeah, it would take a huge pile of manpower. Yeah, the population multiplier is making it. The base cost is 80. Sorry, I don't understand that maths. Base road cost 80%. Oh, okay, the size multiplier doesn't show on this screen for some reason. I mean, we could... Is there any local wealth here? Yeah, there's some, but not enough to get to 320 ducats. Oh, dear. So, we could declare another war. I mean, that went well last time, right? It only cost us a huge amount of loyalty with the Greater Nobles that we can basically never get back. We could declare war on these guys. But, I mean, they've got some powerful allies. The Nikki are expanding all over the shop, which of course means they have almost no, anyway, actual control over these problems. How do you have 60% here? What are you doing that I'm not doing? You just have less... Oh, he's got loads of centralization. How do you get so much centralization so quickly? Oh no, he's got the same amount as us. What are you doing down here? So we're just gonna learn from these guys for a second. What are you doing? He's got good education, which is worse. He's got excellent communication. From here to here, I guess it's all flat. Whereas these darn forests are slowing us down. Oh, he probably doesn't have the Morgi clan thing. And that's really, really hurting. Yeah. He doesn't have a local clan. Yeah, it's probably most of it. Well, we can't get rid of them till like tech 20 or something crazy. No, 30 absolutism. That's what we need. And then we can get rid of them. I mean, that's not that bad, actually. When, well... I mean, it's a long way away. It's 13 years away if we can raise our absolutism cap somehow. When does early absolutism come in? Is it tech 20 or 12? Something like that. I don't think... It's a modifier, not a triggered modifier. A modifier that you get and lasts forever, but you get it via event. They got the event Unsuitable Shogun. We shouldn't create a precedent. Their air is apparently bad. Why? Is his culture not match yours? Is it just because he's got 1 in diplomacy? Or maybe less than 9 points overall? We might get that event then. Depending on the meantime to happen. Our income is actually pretty good right now. 0.5 ducats is respectable, honestly. I think we're in a, you know, not horrendous spot. Though I say so myself. So you would be a fairly good target for the next war. We'd have to rapidly kill the people that rose up. They've both got level 2 forts. Please. Please, no. Which means we basically have to have an ally in the war. Or... Did they get 2 men? No, they didn't get 2 men last time. But we could now actually afford just to get 1 more infantry. Not a Merc infantry. That is a lofty dream. We could afford to have 1 more infantry. Though we trained just before the war. Excuse me, oh, why I'm yawning so much today. It's only... It's 11 AM. But if we trained a man just before the war, we could take this province, which would be good for trade zones. It's a, you know, obviously a state we're going to want to control. Why is that showing this whole region is in the same state? Or does that just show the states map mode from their perspective? Is that what this button does? Yeah, so how do you see... I guess if you want to see what's in a certain state, you just hop onto regions, or whichever it is. Areas? Regions? Are these map modes not working? Oh, because I was clicked onto Ming. Areas. So these are the states. Obviously, we're going to make both of them states. What would we be able to get better communication efficiency to? This one. Because we can come down the coast. Rather than having to go across this larger province. This one's obviously much more valuable. And our aggressive expansion is still a bit of a concern. Well, I'm going to call it a part here. I think that's the plan. I think we may have brought ourselves back from the brink with that war. The money we got from it just managed to pay off our loans and basically salvage the campaign, which is pretty fantastic, if you ask me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. It helps me out all kinds. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.